name is B.C. Wayman, and I would not make a very good astronaut. I am not mentally prepared for the rigorous training of that. I do not want to sit in one of those spinny chairs and feel like G-forces pulling against my face. I see a need for adult diapers now and then, but overall, not a fan. I'm not prepared to travel to space. I don't really like heights. I get nervous walking upstairs, so I don't think traveling thousands of miles above this rock would make me feel confident. So because of that, plus I'm not sure I trust our space program. Like, we have not been to the moon since 1970 in over 40 years. That's 250,000 miles above us. Mars is 34 million miles. I'm not sure we're ready, right? Like, we've had a long layoff. You get a bit rusty in 40 years of space travel. So because I cannot be an astronaut, because I cannot travel to the stars and beyond, I do the next best thing that I can do. I pretend to. I decided that if I cannot travel to Mars, I will become an actor. Actor, wait, let me get it right. Actor! I will pretend to go to Mars, I'll Gary Sinise that shit all day long. Like, I'll be like, oh, go to the Red Rock, and probably aliens and viral infections will come and things will go horribly awry. Now, I'm not a good actor or a great actor or even a serviceable actor, but I do try. In order to try really hard, you have to keep trying and trying and trying again. So I go and I audition and I audition and I audition. I get some roles. I notice that a lot of younger people than I make films, so I get some roles, and they're mostly like bosses and managers. I'm like, thanks, bro, but okay. They're like, you're old, dude, but you'll be our boss. Okay, I'll take it. But once in a while, you see a role that you're like, I must claim, it must be mine, I must attack it, I must own it. I saw such a role on Facebook once. It was an older protagonist, silly, adventurous. It was me. So I said, okay, now it's a faraway land. It was not close. It was not in this Northeast Ohio area. It was a bit of a drive. It was to what some would say is a far and distant, scary land. It was to Pennsylvania. Right? You say that like Candyman 3 times. Bad shit happens. Pennsylvania, Pennsylvania. Don't do it. No! Not helping my cause right now, Mr. MC. So, but I've said I'm willing to take it. The day of the audition, I send in all my information. I get it back. They're like, you're accepted. You can come audition. I'm like, that sounds excellent. It's a very long drive, and I'm willing to do it. And the day before, I have to travel to Youngstown. I have to go do this thing, and then I have to drive back to Akron, where I'm from. But I'm willing to wake back up again. That next day. Drive all the way down this flat part of Ohio. I have to pay $1.50 to leave Ohio, then pay $7 freaking just to cross into the state of Pennsylvania, which is disturbing in and of itself, right? Right? Like, I don't know if you dick jokes along the way. I'm like, all right, I got this. I make my venture. I drive into the parking lot, and it turns out to be like a church. Look, I'm not a religious person in any way, shape, or form. I'm not anti-religious. I'm not pro-religious. It's just not something I get into. But I have like a weird moral thing that I'm not sure I'm ready to drop dick jokes and F-bombs in the middle of like God's house. I don't know. It's just a thing, right? It's just a thing I'm not real sure of. I'm not confident of. But I know that I feel it, and I must own it, and I must tackle it. And the way to do that is just to say, go! Just walk right in. So I storm in, I do my best thing. All the other people around there are much younger than me, which is intimidating, I'll be honest. Freaks me out a little bit. I swallow my nervousness deep into my belly, and I go in there, and I drop F-bombs, and I feel like I nailed the audition. I feel very confident at this moment. I walk back into a second room. There's a few of us sitting around. The producers, the directors, I don't know, people with just too much time and money on their hands, bored, come walking into the room, and they're like, hey, you know what? Do you want to come back for the callback? It's in 3 hours. Why, yes, I do. I travel all this way, so of course I do. I want to come back for the callback. Now, I had prepared for this. I had seen, I don't know if that's the right word, I had noticed in the posting that there would be a callback potential, and it would be several hours later. So I, much like an astronaut, prepared very much for this journey. I packed my laptop, I packed my things. I am prepared to spend 3 hours. I was so confident heading there that I prepared ahead of time and said, I can make this, I can get this role, I can wait 3 hours, I can come back for callbacks, I can kick ass and take names, I can own it. So I was ready. I gladly accepted their callback time and walked away. Now, what do I do for 3 hours? I'm not really sure where I'm at. I don't know this area. I only know Pittsburgh from what my father trashed as a childhood, and it wasn't good things that he said. It's not kind. But I'm an adventurous sort. I may not be willing to travel to Mars, but I'll travel up a hilly road and get lost in the middle of Pittsburgh, right? Across the river, over a river, under a river. It's like a mythical fairy tale. I don't know what's going on in that city. It's a fucking river everywhere. So I go and I'm like, all right, well, let's see. What do I do? I don't know. I just have this time and I know I should work and I should probably break out the laptop, but I'm feeling confident. I nailed it, right? When you feel confident, you feel powerful and you feel strong and you're like, I nailed it. I want to do things. Now, mind you, as a father of 4, and I've been married for quite some time, I enjoy going to Target by myself, getting a cafe latte and just walking around the store in freaking silence, right? That is a good time for me. I don't know what you single people do for like fun time stuff, but I enjoy the solitude of red and white in the clearance section at the back where I may get a pair of earbuds for like $6. Bonus for me. So a willing journey in this free day I'll take. So I start Googling, what can I do? What can I do? I don't know what to do. I find something, I don't know how I go and stumble upon this path to embrace my inner nerd, to embrace my inner geek. There happens to be, right near this church of ill repute at this point, since people are just going awful in the basement, there appears to be a comic book shop. I am a nerd at heart. I love comic books. I read them all the time. I will go check this out. I drive down, thanks to Google Maps. He tells me where to go. I pull in the parking lot. Inside, right when you walk in the door, is a giant fake stone with like Thor's hammer. Mjolnir is pointed right there. I'm like, we're off to a good start, right? We got superhero relics right when I walk in the door. I feel like these should be my people. Now, mind you, I am a little overdressed. It was an audition, and I tried to present myself in as best manner as possible, so I may not have full Greek cred of bad, ripped shirts and things, stereotypes. So I walk in the door, and I look around, and I feel like they should be my people, but at the same time, I feel slightly shunned. Right? Like, I feel there's this guy over there, and he's got baggy jeans, and he's got a Dragon Ball Z t-shirt on. He should be, like, high-fiving me as I walk in the door, like, nerd cred, go, and he, like, looks the other way. I'm not quite sure how to take it. And there are people playing board games, as people do, and as people are wont to do inside comic book shops. There are people playing games, and I feel like I should join them, but I kind of walk by, and I'm observing. I ask a few questions. They answer with obvious annoyance. You, all of a sudden I don't fit in. I'm feeling still confident though. I may have went to a place that I thought embraced all of my inner childhood, that I thought embraced me, and I may have been shunned, maybe in my own brain, I'm not real sure. But I decided maybe this wasn't for me. Okay, let's keep going. Now mind you, the only reason we need to share these various locations we go along the way is much like a trip to Mars in the movies, somewhere, there's a massive spoiler alert about to happen, but somewhere on this journey, I became infected with a virus that makes the end of this tale not so pleasant. It's like a game of Clue. It's like Professor, in the office with the lead pipe. Where did it happen? I don't know. Was it a comic book shop? Not sure. Don't think so. Didn't really have any contact with anyone. Felt confident. Up next, we go to Sheetz. I'm a bit of a convenience store junkie. I don't know why. It's just a thing I'm into. Sheetz to me is a cool convenience store. You know how I know it's cool? I have a son. He's in college. In high school, after games, they went to Sheetz. Who goes to a convenience store after like a sporting event? They're like, we hang out at a gas station, right? Like your parents fought over gas stations at like 70 cents. Like, they punch each other in their face for ethanol, and they're like hanging out afterwards drinking coffee. It's insane, right? But Sheetz is cool. Sheetz kind of repositioned that. They made it cool to go to a convenience store. Birthplace in Pennsylvania. I was like, oh, I'll go to Sheetz. I drive by a shed, Sheetz regional office. Not that surprised that it's a shed. I don't know why. I don't know, stereotype in the gas station industry. The best part about Sheetz, by the way, is the sugar spitters. I don't know if you know this, they're one of the few places that have it. When you get coffee there, they have obviously all the gas stations strive to build your coffee experience as much as possible. But Sheetz has a special little thing that when you put it, it kind of like, right? It just like spit sugar into your thing, whether 1, 2, or 3 packets. It's fascinating. It has zero to do with the story, but even as not a fan of sugar, I encourage you to just spit sugar aimlessly while employees are watching you. You don't need to buy coffee. I don't think it's legal or probably annoying, but just do it. So I leave Sheetz, I'm feeling okay. I was actually feeling so good. This was one of the days that the Powerball and the Mega Millions were so high, it was like $1 billion if you played both. I assumed at this point, my day's going so well, I fit comic books, I'm free from my family, I got the call back in a few hours, that if I bought both tickets, billionaire right here, right? I'm super confident about this fact right at that time. But I didn't buy it. We'll never know. We will never know. And so I travel, I'm like, okay, I need to get something to eat. My callback is coming up. I don't really want to go to a standard coffee bar. I'm in a place, I'm a little different. I need some Wi-Fi, I need something to work on. So I find a little, well, I'm going to say hipster. I feel like that's a negative term, so I apologize if you're offended by that. But don't be a hipster if you are, so there you go. Problem solved. I'm sure some of you are with your flat caps. No, nothing personal. So I find this little coffee bar, and it feels good. It's this whole DIY thing, like you order your thing, you sit down. I'm like, okay, I can get the hang of this, right? And they have like fancy crepes. I had like a basil crepe. I didn't know what a crepe was until I walked in the door. It's some sort of combination of egg and pancake. Not real sure still, actually. Delicious, though, right? I don't know. It was like a caprese, right? So it's like mozzarella cheese and tomatoes and a crepe. Sounds disgusting. Tasted amazing. So I'm feeling confident. I'm feeling good. Callbacks in just about 20 minutes. I'm about 10 minutes from the door in the coffee shop I sit in. I should say I'm feeling well mentally. Physically, not as much. Right? Like not as much as like 2 hours before. 2 hours before, like you know, and everyone that's ever performed or gotten on stage, you get a little nervous, you get butterflies in the stomach, whatever euphemism you want to turn, you get a tightening. I'm used to the tightening. I've done things that have questioned my confidence and pushed through, so I can handle the tightening. This was more of a loosening. Yeah. It's not great, but it's not wonderful, but I feel like, you know what? I can do this. I'm a confident person. I believe I can just push forward and do anything. I drive back to the church, feeling good, but not great at the same time. I think you understand where we're going here. I walk back in. I see more people than I planned on when I first arrived. Okay. A little more people than I expected for the callback. So while I drove to that location, while I drove back to the church, extremely confident that that role was about to be mine, not only did seeing these abundance of people waver my confidence, but my insides still loosening. Something is not correct. It's the best word I can think of, but it's, I know correct, right? Like you know, like your biogenome and how it operates. You know when it feels good, and you know when it's not correct. So I kind of stand up, I step out of my car, I feel good. There's a lot of handsome young lads walking. I assume in my brain, for my part, I must take you down, handsome young hipster lads, with your tight pants. I wear tight pants too, and I'm old. I got this shit. I'm feeling good about this. There's a few steps as you walk in. It's kind of like step down, turn around, go the other way, then enter to the room. To the right, bathroom. It's a place I got to know very well. Really, when I drove back to that callback, I, in my brain, in my heart, in every fiber of my being, assumed I was leaving the state of Pennsylvania, driving back to my house in Akron, that I was going to get this role that didn't pay me anything, but they gave me a chance to just act a lot. And I was willing to take that opportunity and willing to take that chance, just to make myself a little bit more awesome up here. It's the only place you're going to be awesome. You might as well be awesome up here. It's worked thus far, sirs and ladies. So, okay, I walk down the stairs, and as I'm walking down those stairs, feeling quite confident about the roll, the loosening, it's becoming a tightening, and a loosening, and an opening. It's becoming a lot of things, like a roller coaster of physical ailments happening in my body at one time, and all of a sudden it's not going as well as I pictured, and then all of a sudden I'm walking faster down the stairs, and faster down the stairs, and faster down these stairs. And there's only like 7 stairs, but it feels like a million as I'm walking down the stairs like a cartoon in this never-ending stairwell. And I just turn the corner, and it just all comes out of my mouth. It's an image, I don't mean to play it in your head, but it's important to the story. It was violent. I felt amazing afterwards, though, right? Like, I felt so much better at the same point, but I looked like shit. I just looked awful. I looked into the mirror, and I'm like, my face is all like bloodshot, and it's like, I get red skin anyway. I was not blessed with good skin, right? So I'm like blotchy and pale, and eyes are bloodshot, and I'm just like breathing just a little bit. Like, something is not right. Some of these young lads with his tight pants comes walking in. He's like, "You okay, bro?" And I'm like, "Yeah." Turn the corner, and there it goes again. Number 2. Not number two, but like number 2 second time, right? I don't know what happens. Bad things happen in the bathroom. You can leave it to your imagination. We'll let that part fester with you as you walk out the doors. I feel like at this point, though, like I don't know what to do. I'm due right now to be in that room. I'm not sure if they know I'm there at this time. But yet I feel like I have to go because I have to own it. And at that point, I look out into the mirror, I walk out, and I look at myself, and oh, be damned if I didn't have like leftovers of what I had happened like on my shirt. Look, I'm a meticulous person. Like, I spend a lot of time on how I look and how I effort. I spend it amazingly. I would get a lot more work done if I spent less time prepping before the day started, right? It's an addiction that I enjoy, but it is an addiction nonetheless. It's a problem. So to see that, it just creates like panic, right? Like a panic disorder, right? Like I should be on some sort of medication. Like I kind of freaked out for a moment. I didn't know what to do. I know for a fact that I could not walk into that room with puke on my shirt and my face looking like that. Not happening. But I also know that if I walk in that room, I feel like I'm going to have that role. I am a proud man. I am not someone who's quick to quit. Right? I try to find failure, face failure, learn from failure. But I will be damned if I did not run up those stairs and hop in my car and start driving home immediately. It was a very sad moment. I wasn't quite sure how to handle it. I stopped at a nearby place and I texted right away and I'm like, "I'm really sorry, I just became insanely sick." And I know that as I'm typing this, roll gone, right? Like, who's the weirdo that doesn't show up despite whatever physical ailments you might have? So I know as I type it, it's over. But I know in my head that I'm right. And like I had to do it. I had to make that choice. So I wasn't real sure what to do. But I couldn't go because I smelled like puke and I looked like awful. And so it's just not the me I wanted to present. And if I'm not me I need to present, then I cannot present myself. So I begin this long, sad, somber drive back to Akron. The hills and valleys that were so exciting on the way there are now annoying and pissing me off as I go up and back down. The $7 toll, which was fun to pay in, it's cheaper on the way back out, but now it's like, screw you, PA! You ruined everything. I am not sure where it happened. I'm not sure at what moment in that time that this struck. It was just this day to remind me, I suppose, that even though you may feel like you're ready to take on the world, and even though you feel like you're ready to travel to space and beyond, sometimes bad shit just happens. Right? It just happens, and things just go horribly, horribly wrong. But then we try again, right? And we end up here, and we end up doing storytelling and sharing events and doing these things and continuing to have fun. So thank you very much for my opportunity to tell my audition from hell and go from there. Thank you, Kai, for having me. Thank you, guys.